Teacher Engagement, organized by FPP Division of A.C.T Academy, Tamil Nadu and Kerala. It is our pleasure to introduce our esteemed resource person, Dr. Elammaran Jayamani sir, Associate Dean of External Engagement and Impact at Swinburne University of Technology, Sarawak Campus, Malaysia. With over 24 years of experience as a creative educator, Dr. Jayamani sir has made significant contribution to sustainable materials research and development. He holds a Doctor of Philosophy in Mechanical Engineering and has expertise in learning and teaching, research and scholarship, and leadership and service. His impressive publication record includes over 60 peer-reviewed Scopus inducted international journal papers, 30 conference proceedings, and 35 books chapters. We are honored to have Dr. Jayamani sir share his insights and expertise with us today. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, ma'am? I'm audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
I could not share my screen, ma'am. Could you allow me to share screen?
Hello, sir.
Slides are visible to you?
Yes, sir. Screen is visible, sir.
Shall I start?
Yes, sir, please.
Thank you very much for your wonderful introduction. And then thanks A.C.T Academy for giving me this opportunity. I'm Associate Professor Dr. Elammaran Jayamani and Associate Dean of External Engagement Impact, Faculty of Engineering, Computing and Science, Swinburne University of Technology, Sarawak Campus, Kuching, Sarawak, Malaysia. This is the university website, and then this is my personal email. If any one of you want to contact me, just contact this email ID. Welcome everyone for this particular session on integrating ICT in education, enhancing teacher effectiveness and student engagement. This was today's presentation outline. I would like to cover the following topics: introduction, sustainable development goals, curriculum design, 21st century skills, ICTs, information and communication technologies, ICTs in teaching and learning, teaching methods, technology uses in teaching and learning, commonly used ICT tools in teaching and learning, issues and challenges of ICTs. What is sustainability? Because commonly this is called a buzzword these days to the entire world. Everybody, every country, when you can go here and there, definitely there is a term sustainable development, sustainability, sustainable development goals like this. Why we are using this term? We have to understand why it is important. Look at the definition. Sustainable development is a development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. What it means? We have to use the resources available for ourselves. For example, water available, petrol. You can take example, natural resources, minerals, vitamins, oil, whatever. So we have to use the natural resources available for ourselves. At the same time, we have to keep these resources for the coming generation. That kind of development is called sustainable development. Currently, what we are doing, we are using water, but we are wasting a lot of water. We are using electricity, but we are wasting a lot of electricity. We are taking food, but we are using a lot of food waste. So we have to be responsible. In that way, we can focus on sustainable development. Usually, the companies, especially manufacturing companies, focusing on only the economic benefit. That is, what is the profit from the particular company, but they never care about what is happening to the people surrounding the company as well as the environment. For example, the company is making chemicals. When the company making chemicals, what happened? They used to have a lot of chemical waste. They put it inside the river or sea, or they can put it inside some kind of land waste. So they are making kind of air pollution or water pollution or soil pollution. Some companies, due to lot of sound, they're making noise pollution. So companies must be responsible for what is happening to the people, what is happening to the environment, planet. That is called sustainable development. Currently, what we are doing is unsustainable. So the term people, planet, and profit is called the intersection of this concept of sustainability. Why sustainable development is important? You can look at this point here. The world population is exponentially growing. The world population is growing exponentially. For example, you can look at the right side, world population. In 1990, 5.3 billion people in the world, in the Earth's surface. 2015, 7.3 billion in the Earth's surface. 2030, that is expected to be 8.5 billion. In 2050, expected world population predicted 9.7 billion. And then 2100, it is 11.2 billion. So you can see here, the population is growing exponentially, but there is a finite supply of non-renewable natural resources. We got only limited amount of solar energy, limited amount of water resources, limited amount of land resources, limited amount of crude oil, limited amount of gas, precious metals, minerals, rocks, forest resources. That is why there is an upward pricing pressure on non-renewable commodities. In simple example, we all know that what was the petrol price in 1980? Maybe rupees, Indian rupees, 50 rupees petrol in 1980s or 1990s. Now you can say in 2024, petrol price nearly more than 100 rupees. Why there's huge difference? 50 rupees to 100 rupees. Because the petrol available is limited, but population increases. Everybody using petrol for transport, for energy production. That's what the upward pricing pressure on non-renewable commodities. So how to control this? That's what we need to have sustainable development. How to focus on sustainable development? You can look at this point. United Nations developed 17 sustainable development goals. United Nations developed 17 sustainable development goals. All the countries like India, Malaysia, Singapore, US, UK, all are started to work on achieving these 17 goals. All these 17 goals are divided into different pillars. One is economic pillar, one is environmental pillar, another one is social pillar. What is economic pillar? The name itself says the economic pillar. No poverty in the earth surface. No zero hunger. Good health and well-being. What is the meaning of good and health means? Each and every person in the earth surface must have good health and well-being. Decent work and economic growth. Industry, innovation and infrastructure. These 5 goals comes under economic pillar. Second important pillar, environmental pillar, clean water and sanitation to everyone, affordable and clean energy, responsible consumption and production, climate action, life below water. That is, we have to take care of life below water. What are the organisms inside the sea or water, we need to take care. Life on land, okay, whatever the human beings or animals, life on land, also we need to take care. These 6 goals comes under environmental pillars. Another is social pillars, very important. That is what our today's topic, quality education. You can look at number 4. Goal number 4 is called quality education. How to provide quality education? That's what today's topic. To provide quality education to them students. Even they are from primary school or secondary school or undergraduate or postgraduate, or they can do postdoctoral. Whatever. Quality education is really important. You can think about it. Whether all the students in the world getting quality education, that is a question mark, is it? Even you can take India itself, not everybody getting quality education. The education levels differs because we know that there is a various categories of schools are available. So it depends upon the facilities and other things. the quality of education is not equal to everyone. So we have to take responsible action on this. That is called social pillar. Quality education, gender equality, reduced inequalities, sustainable cities and communities, peace, justice, and strong institution, partnership for the goals. So these goals comes under social pillar. So today's our topic going to be focused on SDG number 4, that is quality education. How to provide quality education to the students, either undergraduate, postgraduate, or primary school or secondary school. But thing is, how to provide quality education? What are the various possibilities
Hello.
are available? According to International Labour Organization, defines the requirements for education and training in the new global economy simply as basic education for all, core work skills for all, and lifelong learning for all. If you look at this point, according to International Labour Organization defines the requirements for education and training in a new global economic simply says basic education for all the people in the world, core work skills for all, lifelong learning. How we are going to provide this? How to provide basic education for all? How to make core work skills for all? For example, the student decided as a teacher, how he became an effective teacher? What are the core work skills he needs it? How to provide it? At the same time, how to be lifelong learning? How to he learn? Because not only in a profession, for example, teaching is one profession, doctor is another profession, lawyer is another profession. Every profession, there is a learning always. Even you can take a senior doctor, he also must read, he also must learn. Even you can take a senior professor, he also must up-to-date his knowledge. So lifelong learning is one of the skills needs everybody. So how we are going to provide this? Now, currently the education system like this, every universities, they follow outcome-based education. What is the meaning of outcome-based education? It's an approach of curriculum design and teaching that focuses on what students should be able to do. You can see the point. Is an approach of curriculum design and teaching that focuses on what students should be able to do. That is, what student can able to do at the end of the course or program. Simple example. I'm not sure how many of you are attending this particular talk. At the end of my talk, what you can able to do? Definitely you can able to understand what are the various ICT tools available, how to use various ICT tools, what are the advantages of using the tools, why we are not using the tools. So what students should be able to do, that is important at the end of the course. That is called outcome-based education. For example, outcome-based education strategies for students. Why this outcome-based education is important for students especially? You can look at the point. It helps attain career-oriented knowledge. It clearly outlines learning expectancy, encourages critical thinking, problem solving, and independent learning, nurtures lifelong learning skills, promotes a student-centered approach to learning, enhances the relevance of education to real-world situation, increases transparency and accountability. So these are the benefits students to have when we can implement outcome-based education in the curriculum. How to do that? By means of course alignment. You can look at this point. This is a course alignment. Usually, every university or every college, whether it's a private college or government college, got vision and mission. That is a long-term goal. And then that makes into, from that they can derive program education objectives, what graduates can able to do after 3 to 5 years of graduation. And then from that they can derive program outcomes upon graduation. For example, 4 years of engineering degree. You can take an example, student taking mechanical engineering. First year, second year, third year, final year. Finally, he graduates. That is upon 4th year completion. What kind of knowledge he must have? That is called program outcomes. What is the meaning of unit learning outcomes? Here the term unit means subject. Subject learning outcome. What is the meaning means? For example, each and every subject he finished, at the end of the subject, what he can able to learn. For example, he completes mathematics. He can able to do mathematical skills. He finished physics. He got physics knowledge. He completed chemistry knowledge. So how to do that? By means of constructive alignment. What is the meaning of constructive alignment? Teaching and learning activities. You may wonder what is a teaching and learning activities. Is what we are doing teaching the class. That is teaching. We can take example, we are teaching in a course as theory teaching, and then we are doing practice, and then we are doing some lab experiments. We are bringing students to industrial visits. All are comes under teaching and learning activities. Related to the subject, we are providing some information in terms of lecture delivery, or in terms of practical work, or in terms of bringing workshops to the students, or in terms of bringing this teaching and learning activities. And then it is collected assessments. How to know that students understand the subject or not? We are conducting tests. We are giving some assignments. We are having some final semester examination. These are various assessments. So teaching and learning activities aligned with assessments, and then it is aligned with them unit learning objectives. So by doing this, student can able to do, or we can able to achieve what is term called outcome-based education. How exactly outcome-based education works? You can look at this point, especially on right side, vision and mission. Even every university college got. From the vision and mission, they got program objectives. For example, you can look at this program education objectives. PEO1, engineers who can build a career in electronic and medical electronics engineering at national and international level. This is the first program education objective. And then how it is related to mission. You can see the vision and mission. Produce ethical graduates who will lead in the application of electrical and electronics engineering for the prosperity of mankind. So the mission and mission from this program objectives, the program becomes learning objectives that it goes to the student. That's what usually used to frame in every university. You can look at it in simple term. Mission, it becomes goal. The goal becomes objectives. Objective becomes outcome. Outcome becomes measurement and assignment criteria, result analysis, and then action. So every university works in the same way. Whenever we want to frame this one, we need some kind of data, some kind of advisory committee. You can look at advisory committee, and then stakeholders, vision, mission, and then alumni. What are the stakeholders or advisory committees? Stakeholders, again, we can classify them into internal and then external. For example, it's a university, academic senate, program panel, faculty. External stakeholders like course advisory committee, board of engineers, Malaysia or in India, external examiners. So this way we can frame the vision and mission, program outcome. Why all we are doing means to achieve this outcome-based education. Outcome-based education is an approach of curriculum design and teaching that focuses on what students should be able to do at the end of the course or program. To do that, we need to have some kind of framework like this. Now, what are the skills needed in the workplace of the future? Or we can say 21st work skills. What are the skills needed in future? Or what are the skills needed at present? We can look at the first one, digital age literacy. In the digital age literacy, the first point is functional literacy. Ability to decipher meaning and express ideas in the range of media. This includes use of images, graphics, videos, charts, and graphs, or visual literacy. So, ability to decipher, express ideas in the range of media. Student can able to interpret images, graphs, video, charts. Otherwise, I can say in simple term, if the student can able to understand what is the image about, what is the graph about, what is the video about, what is the chart about, then we got functional literacy. What is scientific literacy? Understanding of both theoretical and applied aspects of science and mathematics. Whether student, he or she can able to understand the theoretical and applied aspects of science and mathematics, because science and mathematics are important for their future education. Technological literacy, competency in the use of information communication technologies. These days, everybody, even child got technology literacy. They know how to operate mobile phones. They know how to operate TV. They know how to operate smart cars and everything. So technological literacy means competence in the use of information communication technology. What is information literacy? Ability to find, evaluate, and make appropriate use of information, including via the use of ICTs. You look at this point, information literacy, ability to find, evaluate, and make appropriate use of information. For example, I want to teach to you guys about what is ICT in education. What I usually do, I can go to internet, I can search various articles, various journal papers related with how ICTs are implemented in the teaching and learning activity. So I'll gather some information through the ICTs. So by using Google or by using some other kind of data management system, I can search data related to ICT in education. So I can collect 10 papers or 15 papers, and then I read all the papers, and then I can able to get some glimpses of this paper and make it as a PPT. That's called information literacy. Ability to find, evaluate, and make appropriate use of information, including via the use of ICT. That's called information literacy. These days, information literacy is, that's what usually what we are doing. We will provide student assignments. When you can give the assignments, what the students will do, they can search by using various search engines. They can use various types of keywords. They can collect the information. From the information, they will see which is relevant to their assignment. So they can cut and copy, and or they can rewrite it or paraphrase it, and then they submit as their own work. That's called information literacy. We need to develop among them. And then cultural literacy, appreciation of diversity of cultures. We need to appreciate diversity of cultures. Of course, say example, if you are staying in a particular country, say example, I born and brought up in India, then I know only one culture. So if you want to work in a multicultural areas, for example, you studied in India, you want to work in US or UK or African countries, you have to appreciate the diversity of cultures. That is also cultural. That's important these days, because currently students are moving here and there, even between two different states have a different language, different cultures. So this is also one of the important need for these days. Global awareness, understanding of how nations, cooperations, and communities all over the world are interrelated. These are digital age literacy. And then inventive thinking. What is this term inventive thinking? Adaptability, ability to adopt and manage in a complex interdependent world. Okay, look at this point. These days, we need to inculcate these things to our students. Adaptability, they have to adopt. For example, the student must adopt with their friends, student must adopt in the classroom, student must adopt in the college or university, so that he can learn some leadership skill. That is important. Ability to adopt and manage in a complex interdependent world. Not only, for example, classroom or college, when he get a job, for example, students are traveling from India to Singapore to work as a software engineer. He must able to adopt the new place. He must able to adopt the new food. He must able to adopt the new culture. That is important. That is ability to adopt and manage in a complex interdependent world. Curiosity, desire to know, always is very, very important. We cannot stop our learning. That's called the term lifelong learning. Everybody, even myself, everybody want to desire to know. What is that's called curiosity. Creativity, ability to use imagination to create new things. And then risk taking, ability to take risks. These are called inventive thinking. These are the important needed in workplace of 21st century. Higher order thinking, creative problem solving and logical thinking that results in sound judgments is very important these days. Creative problem solving and logical thinking that results in sound judgment. Sometimes we need to be in a decision making process. Whenever you want to make a decision making, you have to be problem solving. You have to be logical thinking skills, so you can able to judge properly. That is called higher order thinking. And then effective communication is important. Communication, not only communication is important in family, communication is important in universities. Communication is very, very important. That's called the major, we can say, art of things, ICT. Communication, teaming, ability to work in a team, collaboration and interpersonal skills, ability to interact smoothly and work effectively with others, personal and social responsibility, be accountable for the way the use of ICTs to learn, use of ICTs for a public good, interactive communication, competent in conveying, transmitting, assessing, and understanding information. That's important as well. Finally, is high productivity. Productivity is very, very important for everybody. Ability to prioritize, plan, and manage programs and projects to achieve the desired results, and also ability to apply what they learn in the classroom to real context to create relevant, high quality products. For example, most of the time, they study theoretical and then demonstration in university. But when they go to industry, they can use these knowledges and then they can make a real product. Okay, that's called high productivity. These are the important skills needed in the workplace of the future, or we can say 21st work skills are these things. Now, what is technology? Everywhere, everybody knows what is technology. Technology has been an important role every aspect of modern life. Look at this point. Technology has an important role in every aspect of modern life. When we can talk about technology, we all know that we are using various kinds of like smart cars, smart TV, smart home, smart watches, automatic washing machines, driverless cars. We have like various technology. At the same time, we have a lot of hardware as well as software for that. What we need, because when we can talk about technology, usually we know
कब
big
हो बेटा
data,
दोकरा एक दिन फोन नहीं लगाए वो
artificial intelligence,
किसका
cloud computing, and then we know various software as well as hardware. Hardware, for example, personal computer, we got laptops, we got iPads, we got tablets, we got personal computers. These are hardware. So hardware and software, along with ICTs, we can able to achieve the technologies what we need today. So technological advice finds its use every day. The use of information communication technology has become universal. ICT is connected with various fields like business, transport, school, and higher education. Wherever you can go these days, they're using technology. Even you can take business like a bank. These days we are using GPay, phone pay. Each and every thing made of simple by means of technology. So ICT devices are the latest tools, concept, and techniques used in student to teacher, teacher to student. Because when we can come to the point of teaching and ICT plays an important role for communication between student to student or student to teacher. For example, clicker devices, mobile applications, flipped classrooms for information communication technology, examples of various technologies. How ICT? What exactly ICT? How I can define information communication technology? You can look at this point. ICT refers to form of technology that are used to transmit, store, create, display, share, or exchange information by electronic means. We can look at this definition clearly. ICT refers to form of technology that are used to transmit, store, create, display, share, or exchange information by electronic means. For example, you can take this particular talk. I'm able to deliver some talk on to you. How is it possible? I have used ICT tools to gather information. And then I collected all the data by using Google Meet. I can able to share with you guys. So that is called ICT. It refers to form of technology that are used to transmit, store, create, display, share, or exchange information. Otherwise, what is simple in ICT? You can go to YouTube. Just you can put whatever you want to learn. Say example, I want to learn about how petrol engine operates. Yes, there is a device petrol engine operates is available. I will show you for example. You can just click this point. You can see here how the engine. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen now? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. For example, you can see YouTube.
Yes, sir.
Just I can say how a car engine works. I can get all the data about car engine. So what you have to understand here, whatever I want, there is an animation available. Because in olden days, like 5 decades before, to teach IC engines, we have to draw the 2D diagram in the blackboard, or we can bring the student to the workshop, automobile workshop, to show the engines. But these days, due to ICT, somebody developing somewhere about this particular video, during my class, I can play this video, student can understand what exactly, how the petrol engine works. That is the called ICT. ICT plays an important role in teaching and learning. And then communicating information effectively by making use of appropriate technology called ICT. If I want to communicate to the student about IC engines, you can show the video, because seeing is believing or trusting. ICT makes that. That's what ICT plays an important role in teaching and learning. Then what are the various ICT tools? You can look at this point. This broad definition of ICT includes such as technologies such as radio. Radio is also one of the ICT. Radio, television, video, DVD, telephone, both fixed line and mobile phones, satellite systems, computers and networks, hardware and software, as well as the equipment and services associated with these technologies, such as video conferencing, email, and then plus. So all this range of technology is called ICT. You can starting from radio until video conferencing, all are ICT tools. So these days we get networked world. You can see the term networked world. These different tools are now able to work together and combine to form our networked world, the entire world. That's what everybody can say. Even the layman also we can say, if I have a mobile phone in my hand, the world is with me. If I have a smartphone with me, the world is in my hand. That is true, the networked world. Yeah, massive infrastructure of interconnected telephone services, standardized computer hardware, the internet, radio and television, which reaches into every corner of the globe. Even these days, rural people, not only urban, rural people, there is village also, there is a lot of internet facilities. Everybody these days got connections, internet connections, and then they can able to understand what is happening throughout the world. That is called network world. For that, ICT plays an important role. Now, ICT in teaching and learning process, because ICT is used in lot of application, as I said before, ICTs are used in business, ICTs are used in manufacturing, ICTs are used in spacecraft, aircraft, like that. So ICT is also used in teaching and learning. Currently, we are professors, teachers, how to use these ICT tools to increase student attention or to enhance student teaching skills. At the same time, to enhance our teaching style. How to do that? You can look at this point. Most teachers feel comfortable in using lecture methods. Currently, what we are doing, like I can say like 90%, we are comfortable in using lecture methods. Go to the classroom, we have a prepared lecture notes, just teach the students with the whiteboard. We are comfortable with that because we practice like that. We practice and then we also taught like that. So which is not capable of achieving various objectives of classroom instruction. This way of teaching, that is comfortable using lecture methods, is not able to give students various objectives. Then how is it possible? ICT may be of great use in achieving various objectives of teaching and learning process. It provides correct information in a comprehensive manner with a different example. So ICT can able to provide correct information. Student can understand clearly. Instead of drawing the ICT in the whiteboard, writing all the parts, okay, I can explain how it works, everything. Yes, it's a old way of teaching, but it's not complete. But at the same time, I can show the 3D animation of petrol engine. Student can visualize. At the same time, he can explain, he can understand what is happening in the engine. That's what it said. It helps learner to broaden their information base. So ICT helps learners to broaden their information base. ICT provides variety in the presentation of content, which helps learners to learn according to their own space. It helps in better understanding and long retention of information. What it means? In olden days, that is decades before, if I teach classroom about IC engine today, For example, 10 student absent. They never know about what I taught. But these days, I can show the IC engine. I can give this link to the student. Okay, students go to the particular link, and then you can try to understand what is the how the petrol engine works. So the information is available to them at any time. Whenever they want, they can go to this particular website. They can type about petrol engine working animation. They can learn about petrol engine. So the information is available, even though the student was absent or the content is not available. But these days, through ICT, content is available 24/7, 365 days. Students want to learn their own space. Anytime they want to learn, only we need to guide them. Okay, student, go to the YouTube, just type petrol engine working animation. You can able to understand more. Otherwise, you can put in this information in the learning management system. They can study themselves. That's what the term here. That's what this term says here. ICT provides variety in the presentation of content, which helps learners to learn according to their own space. It helps in better understanding and long retention of information. They can repeat the data. They can understand properly. That's what long retention of information is possible by ICT. ICT is teaching process. ICT increases motivation, achievement, and student learning opportunity. With animation, with electronic, with information communication technology, it increases student motivation towards learn the subject. At the same time, they can able to fulfill, okay, I have learned this thing through this ICT tools. ICT can also assist students in acquiring essential occupational skills. ICT eradicates the barrier of time and place in learning situation. As I said before, if I teach in olden days, particular concept, if the student absent means he's missed the class. He or she doesn't know what I taught before. But these days, ICT eradicates the barrier of time and place in learning situation. Student can learn at any time. So the selection of ICT in education is due to its user-friendliness, speed, accuracy, high reliability, high storage capacity, integrity, consistency, logicality, versatility, low failure rate, durability, and probability. So you can see of all above, it has a special characteristics of interactivity which gives control of the student. So whenever you can choose ICT technology, we need to consider all these factors, whether it's user-friendly, its speed, it is accurate, it is high reliable. So we need to consider all the factors to choose ICTs. So the use of computers in learning environment has been growing, and its applications are indispensable to computers every time. Due through the computer, because computer is hardware, we have some software tools. Along together, we can frame ICT that is used for teaching and learning. Now, how ICT helps improve quality of education? Because our old method is traditional. The traditional, what we learn in the traditional way. But how come ICT helps to improve quality of education? Look at this point. Improving the quality of education and training is a critical issue, particularly at the time of education expansion. Because currently what happened? Education expansion. What is the meaning of education expansion? Means currently when we are a student, we study programming languages in the university level. These days, students are learning programming levels in year 6 or year 7 itself. Even before their 10th class or O levels or A levels, they know how to write programming. Because the technology develops, students want to know earlier. That's called education expansion. So according to their demand, we need to provide the data. How to provide the data? Through ICT. ICTs can enhance the quality of education in several ways. The first one, by increasing learner motivation and engagement, by facilitating the acquisition of basic skills, by enhancing teacher training, tools which when used to appropriately can promote the shift from learner-centered learning. So before it was a student-centered, but currently it's a learner-centered environment. So ICT enhances the teaching quality. First of all, how? Motivating to learn. How ICT tools motivate students to learn? We can look at these points. ICT such as videos, television, and multimedia computer software that combines text, sound, and colorful moving images can be used to provide challenging and authentic content. Just now I show some video that is called, when they can see the video, they are motivated themselves. Okay, there's a video playing about petrol engine. I want to know, okay, what are the various parts of engine? What is stroke? What is meant by engine? What is the intake? What is out? So that motivates students to learn. At the same time, facilitating the acquisition of basic skills. That is also in ICT. The transmission of basic skills and concepts that are foundation of higher order thinking skills. So what happens? During the video, student can understand some physics behind the working of petrol engine. What are the mathematics behind the working of petrol engine? So they can able to relate the fundamentals, physics, chemistry, and then mathematics to the working principle of petrol engine. That is also ICT can able to provide. ICT helps enhancing teacher training. ICT has also been used to improve access to the quality of teacher training. So teachers are trained so that they can able to teach well by using various ICTs. How we can able to do that? Learner-centered. Be clear, there are two terms here, student-centered and then learner-centered. Student-centered means teacher give instruction, student will follow. Learner-centered means student can study themselves, teachers acting as a guide. How to do that? You can look at this point. Research has shown that appropriate use of ICTs can catalyze the paradigmatic shift in both content and pedagogy. That is, we have to move from student-centered to learner-centered. How is it possible? By means of various methods of teaching. You can look at this point. If designed and implemented properly, ICT-supported education can promote the acquisition of knowledge and skills that will empower students for lifelong learning. By properly implementing ICT in education, students can go for lifelong learning. How is it possible? Active learning, collaborative learning, creative learning, interactive learning, evaluative learning. We can see one by one. Basically, try to understand what is teaching, what is learning. Because everybody, we are teachers. Some of you may be the student. But how to differentiate between teacher and then learner? You can look at this point. First of all, teaching. Teaching is the process of imparting knowledge and instruction. Teaching is the process of imparting knowledge and instruction. Learning is the acquisition of knowledge, behaviors, skills, and values. People can teach something to others even unconsciously. People learn throughout their lives, either consciously or unconsciously. Teaching is always linked with the learning and learners. One does not need to be taught to learn something. Even we can learn something from others when we can work something. So this is the main difference between teaching and then learning. Basically, teaching is the process of imparting knowledge and instruction. Learning is a process of acquisition of knowledge, behavior, skills, and then values. Now, what are the various learning activities? Now we know what is the learning. Learning is nothing but acquisition of knowledge, behavior, skills, and then values. How our learning activities? You can see the term. Learning activities are activities designed or deployed to bring out or create condition of learning. How is it possible? By means of various activities, various methods. The first one is blended learning, work-related experience, individual or group tutorials or supervision, practice-based learning or work-based learning, independent learning, problem-based learning, and then collaborative learning. So these are the various types of learning activities related to the learning process. What are the various teaching methods? The teaching methods like project-based learning, teacher-centered, Montessori, flipped classroom, personalized education, student-centered constructive approach, cooperative learning, inquiry-based learning. These are various learning methods. We'll see one by one now how to differentiate between various teaching methods, student-centered and then teacher-centered. What is paradigm shift? What is happening in the education expansion these days? Look at this particular point carefully. It is crucial to understand this concept because a paradigm shift from the instruction paradigm to the learning paradigm. You can look that properly. Instruction paradigm to the learning. Otherwise, we can simply say that from being teacher-centered to student-centered is occurring in higher education. So, from being teacher-centered to student-centered is occurring. Before, what we do as a teacher is the guru, whatever instruction by the teacher, student must obey. That is called teacher-centered. Teacher give all the instruction. Teacher decides whatever he or she want to do is something. That is called teacher-centered method. But currently, the shift is happening from teacher-centered to student-centered. What exactly student want? Because different student got different ability. During teacher-centered, teacher treats all the students are equal. All the students must obey. All the students must understand. All the students can go for it. But currently, paradigm shift happening. We understand that not all the students are same. Different students got different knowledge level, different fundamental knowledge, different understanding, different thinking skills. So there is a shift from teacher-centered to student-centered. It's happening on higher education. Why it is happening? You can look at this point. The goal of higher education is not only to transfer knowledge, but also to create environments and experience that allow students to discover and construct their own knowledge, understanding, and skills. Be clear this point. Students to discover and construct their own knowledge, understanding, and skills. For example, some student will be very good at English, someone will be very good at mathematics, someone will be good at science, someone very good at or biology or botany or zoology. So we don't know about it, whether which one is good at which one. That's what happened before. That is called teacher-centered. Currently, paradigm shift happening. We have to move to student-centered. What is the student interest? What is the student ability? You can look at these two pictures. This is teacher-centered. What we currently doing also. Some, but not yet we got this point. Currently, what we're doing is a teacher is the instructor, she is the guru. Whatever she says, the student must obey. They have to study, they have to go for test, they can score, they can finish the degree. This is called teacher-centered approach. One-way communication. You can look at this point, one-way communication. Because he or she is the authority person. She can teach something, student must learn. That's called one-way communication. Teacher-centered approach. But currently, you can look at this particular scenario. Here, students are discussing among themselves. Lecturer is also part of the discussion. What is happening here means the students given authority to learn what they want. Okay, the same classroom, the same content, but the way of teaching is different. The way of teaching is different. By using ICT, we can able to teach there. Here, the teacher acting as a guide or mentor. He can give only the ideas, keywords. For example, here, teacher want to teach IC engine, petrol engine. She or he go to the blackboard, draw the petrol engine, he can teach. But here, what he will do, students go to website, you can go to YouTube, you can use petrol engine animation. So everybody use ICT tools, they search, they can go, and then different students can learn with their own space, their own understanding. So that's what the paradigm shift is happening. Teacher-centered approach to student-centered approach. What are the benefits? We can look at it. Teacher-centered learning approach. As university lecturers, we always put our minds and efforts into what we do as a teach our student. Usually what we do, we try to find ways to deliver the knowledge and skills in the best possible manner. Each and every responsible lecturer, that is our thinking always, is it? We try to find ways to deliver the knowledge and the skills in the best possible way. What we do, we prepare the notes, we can prepare the lecture slides. We plan on what we'll do it in a lecture halls or tutorial rooms through our well-prepared and updated PowerPoint slides, lecture notes, handouts, worksheets. Usually what happens, teacher-centered approach, we try to prepare our latest lecture notes. We can refer 2-3 books or internet. We can take the notes and then go to the classroom, teach. Because our main motive is to deliver the knowledge and skills in the best possible way. Okay. In doing so, we hope that students will be able to understand and learn. But this approach is called teacher-centered teaching, as it emphasizes mainly on the instruction. This is common practice among many lecturers in many higher education institutions. But we have to move to student-centered approach. What is a student-centered approach? Students are given some activity. For example, problem-based learning. This approach requires students to solve shorter problem in a short period. So students are given particular problem, they have to discuss among themselves and then they try to come with a solution. So problem-based learning, this approach requires students to solve shorter problem in a short time. And then what is project-based learning? This approach requires students to solve a complex real-world problem in an extensive period. For example, 6 months or 3 months or 1 year. That is called complex real-world problem. They have to come with a solution. That is called project-based learning. You can understand what is a problem-based learning, what is meant by project-based learning. And then inquiry-based learning requires students to solve a scenario leading to a shift from basic knowledge to the deeper understanding of critical thinking and evidence-based reasoning. So we have to understand the deep. They can do some research on it. Inquiry-based learning. And then cooperative learning. This approach requires students to work in a small group to discover new concepts together. So you can look at this point, the main difference between what is teacher-centered and then student-centered. When you can talk about teacher-centered, usually the lecturers will prepare. Look at this point. We plan on what we'll do in the lecture class or tutorial rooms through our well-prepared and updated PowerPoints. The lecturers prepared the lecture slides or whatever the PPT or the notes, but here students preparing everything. Only the instructor or the teacher acting as a mentor. So he can guide the students how to do the problem-based learning, how to work with the project-based learning, how to do. He can guide the students. That is called student-centered approach. What are the benefits of student-centered classroom? How it looks like? You can see student-centered classroom, allowing students to be actively involved in their learning, encouraging students to explore their interests, allowing students to learn at their own space, creating an environment where students can feel comfortable taking risks, providing students with opportunities to creative, encouraging students to take ownership of their learning. What are the benefits of student-centered learning? Students can take more control of their education. Students can set their own goals. Students can work at their own space, because some students work in the morning, some students can intend to work in the evening, some students can work at the night time. So students can work at their own space. This type of setting can be more motivating for students. Students feel more invested in their education. Student-centered classroom can lead to a higher level of student engagement. These classrooms can promote higher level of student achievement. At the same time, the student-centered classroom can help students to achieve 21st century skills, whatever I discussed before, 21st century skills. These classrooms can foster a love of learning in students, and then student-centered classrooms can prepare students for success in their real world. How to do this? For doing all these things, we need ICT. That's what here. Technology to create student-centered classroom. Because when we can talk about a teacher-centered classroom, teacher prepares everything. He can work day and night, he can prepare lecture notes, he can refer 2-3 books, he can refer a lot of internet, he can prepare lecture notes, go to the class and teach. But when we can talk about student-centered learning, it needs a lot of things done by students. How they do? By using technology. So that's what our topic today. Technology to create student-centered classroom. You can look at the first point. Use online tools to create collaborative learning environment. For example, set up as a class block or wiki, students can share their information. Use online tools to create collaborative learning. For example, there's a lot of blogs are available. Podcast is also available. Students can share exchange of knowledge. Even the blogs is a common these days. For example, I have a doubt in heat transfer. There's a heat transfer blog available. I can make my question heat transfer blog. So somebody from US or UK, they can answer my question. So use online tools to create collaborative learning environment. Students also can use among themselves. Use social media to connect with the students outside of class. So by using social media, we can connect students outside. Use educational apps and websites to support extend learning. Use technology to individualize a learning process. Finally, use technology to access student learning. For example, you can use online quizzes, surveys to check understanding and get student feedback. So these are the various ways. For example, I can show you one of the example here. You can look at this particular example. I want to know heat transfer because I'm teaching a heat transfer subject. This is heat transfer calculator. I know there is a conduction equation. This is according to Fourier's law of heat conduction. This is an equation Q equal to Ka T hot minus T cold divided by T. So there's a various parameters given. When I can teach in the class, I can ask the students to go to this particular website. You can practice yourself. You can look at here. There's a calculation available. Thermal conductivity, that is a K value of the material. A is the cross-section area, thickness available, hot side temperature, cold side temperature. Students feed in all the data so they can able to get what is the value of Q. So student can able to do some practice. I can teach in 1 hour classroom. I will ask the students to refer this one during their free time. So what student will do? Go to home and then do this type of activity. Automatically, they can understand clearly. They can understand what is a Q, conduction heat transfer, material thermal conductivity, cross-sectional area. So they can understand. That is the way the technology plays an important role to enhance the student learning process. Making your classroom more student-centered, because most of the time you can make your class to be more student-centered. Encourage students input and feedback regularly. Make sure your students feel comfortable asking questions and participating in class. That's what most of the students, staff, they do mistake. We have to allow students to be comfortable in the classroom, ask them to make questions and participate in the class. And then plan lessons and activities that are engaging and relevant to your student. Allow for students choice, flexibility in learning and demonstrating their understanding. Encouraging students to take risks, think creatively and then problem solve. Encourage students to work collaboratively in a group with other teachers. So these are the ways how to convert our classroom into student-centered. Now, ICT tools, what are the various tools? That's just important to learn. What are the various ICT tools in learning and teaching process? ICT, information communication technology tools, refers to the diverse range of technologies and applications used in education to enhance teaching and learning process. We can classify them into two categories, hardware and software. Be clear of you? You can broadly categorize ICT tools in education into hardware and software. Basically, two things, hardware and then software. What is hardware? Hardware tools include interactive whiteboards, tablets, computers, projectors, and audio-visual equipment. These tools provide physical infrastructure. Be clear, these tools provide the physical infrastructure necessary for integrating technology into the classroom. So we need hardware devices, interactive whiteboards, tablets, computers, projectors, audio-visual equipment. These are various hardwares. And then ICT tools in the teaching. What are the various software? You can look at this point. Software tools include applications, programs, and platforms that facilitate educational activities and support learning objectives. What are the various softwares? Educational apps, learning management system, virtual reality simulations, educational software for content creation and assessment, video conferencing platforms, and online collaborative tools. So these are various software tools. So when we can talk about ICT in learning and teaching, we know what is hardware, what is software. Both hardware and software is important, necessary to execute the ICT in education. The use of ICT in education can enhance student engagement, critical thinking, problem-solving skills, creativity, and then digital literacy. How it is going to be? For example, lesson planning and classroom management tools. Everybody knows that Google Classroom. Google Classroom is widely used platform. Even you can just go to the Google, just to type Google Classroom. You can try to get data about classroom. Okay, Google Classroom is a widely used platform that simplifies the distribution of assignments, facilitates communication between teachers and students, and allows for seamless collaboration. It enables teachers to create and share lesson plans, assignments, and materials which providing grading and feedback features. Similarly, Edmod is a user-friendly platform that enables teachers to create virtual classroom. And then Microsoft OneNote. Be clear, lesson planning and classroom management tools, Google Classroom, Edmod, and then Microsoft. I will give the examples later on. And then Zoom, everybody knows that. Virtual classroom platform, Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Google Meet. What we are doing is that Google Meet, all three doing more or less the same function. Zoom or Microsoft Teams or Google Meet, more or less doing the same function. You can look at what is Google Meet doing now. Currently, what we are doing here. Google Meet is a video conferencing tool integrated into Google Workspace for education. It allows educators to host virtual class, share screens, and collaborate in real time. What we are doing is a real time, because if somebody asks question, I can able to answer now. That's called synchronized one. So virtual classroom platforms like Zoom, Microsoft Team, and then Google Meet. Learning management system. What is LMS? LMS is very important. Some of the universities got LMS. I will explain one LMS. Canvas is widely used LMS, learning management system. Canvas is a widely used LMS that offers a comprehensive set of features for course management, content creation, assessments, and student engagement. Be clear, I'm going to explain more on Canvas. So Canvas is a widely used learning management system that offers a comprehensive set of features for course management, content creation, assessment, and student engagement. It provides tools for discussion boards, assignment submission, grading, and analysis. Canvas, Moodle, and then Scholar. I'll go to Canvas for example. In Swinburne, everything okay until now? Shall I continue?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I go to Swinburne website, because in Swinburne University, we use Canvas. For example, I can open the new screen. This is our website, Swinburne. Go to staff. You can come down here. It's a Canvas. It's one of the learning management system. So it is applicable for students can use. Staff also can use. Just click here. Is go to my board. You can see this is my dashboard. I'm teaching heat transfer subject. I'm teaching thermodynamics, and then I'm doing some material subject. So for example, how I'm interacting with the student, we can click this point, heat transfer, because currently this semester I'm teaching this. You can see first of all, when you can open the students, this is the data available to the student. Hi students, welcome to heat transfer. My name is Elammaran. I will be the convener. Heat transfer unit 14 weeks. I can blah 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 all instruction you can see. It's given here with my photo and everything. So what I find, this data, student can understand who is teaching the unit, and then what is email ID. If there is any doubt, student can email to me. Okay, and then you can look at this one, announcement. Every week I used to make the students announcement. For example, week number 9. Actually, today Monday is week number 9. Today only I posted this one. Dear students, good afternoon. Please find the details of week 9 classes. I got one online class and then one physical class. You can see. Thursday physical class. But Tuesday, tomorrow is online class 1 to 2, because this is a blended unit. So 1 hour blended, 1 hour online. Friday is a physical class tutorial. So this is the announcement. So what I want to say here, I'm communicating with the students. How to identify students? The students are here. You can see. If I want to know the student names, the students are here. Tanisha, you can Jimson, you can Hanif, Nordin, Jia Cheng, Vincent Ming, Tiffany, all are Justin. These are the student names. So these are the students can able to get all the informations whatever I upload to them. These are the students enrolled for this particular subject. And then how to communicate? I usually communicate through this model. You can see this model. I can upload every week. So example, week 1, what is the introduction? The subject textbook I have uploaded to them, video, and then lecture slide. If they click this one, they can get what is the corresponding lectures like introduction and basic concept of heat transfer. So you can look at this point, whatever the data available to the students, I'm communicating through learning management system. This is called Canvas. Canvas is one of the learning management tool. So you can see in Swinburne we are using Canvas as a lens. Week number 2, week number 3, week number 4, like that. At the same time, there is a grading. For example, you can see assessments. I can go for assignments. Students are submitted, I think, assignment number. I can check test number 1. These are the test marks. I can just go there. It's online exam. Go to speed grader. I can see the student paper now. I'm not yet marked this paper. See example, I have conducted test on 24th of October. This is the answer. Tanisha, she answered like this. This is online examination. It's not a physical examination. Examination completely online. I just upload the question paper. I can open the screen for 1 hour and 30 minutes. Student can download the question paper and then they can answer. They can upload themselves. You can see there are 5 questions. Question number 1, question number 2, question number 3 not answered, question number 4, and then question number 5. This is Tanisha paper. Once I can mark, I can put the mark over here. Grade out of 5. So if I want to go for next student, just click here. This is the next Jimson. You can see this is Jimson. This is another student. He uploaded the paper like this. If I want to go for another student, Hanif, I can get this one. It takes time to download the paper. You can see this is the Hanif paper. And then if I want to make it zoom in or zoom out, I can do anything. When I do the marking, I can zoom in case I want to see. You can see here, the Hanif question number 1, question 2, question 3, and then this online examination. After I grade this one, I can put the marks over here. Out of 5, how much he score, and then I can provide some comment over here. Assignment comments. Okay, question number 1 is wrong, question number 2 is wrong, like that. So that student can understand. Here, what is an important means how we are communicating to the student through learning management system. So every university must have this type of learning management system. Not only that, student must have laptop. Hardware is very, very important because implementing a system means student must have proper tools. They must have some kind of hardware. Either they want personal computers or laptops or iPad or tablet they want it. What are the data I'm providing to them? So what I want to say here, Canvas is one of the learning management tool so that we can mark, we can put everything here. It's not only for this, other subjects also got like this. This is one of the learning management tool. I hope you understand what is how the Canvas looks like now. Everybody okay? You got some idea what is Canvas? Similarly, we can go for Moodle, Scholarly. These also the same. The function like the same. Scholarly is a user-friendly LMS for collaboration, communication, and personalized learning. It offers content creation. And then 5 levels of technology used in education. We can use ICTs for different levels. For the presentation, we can use ICT. For demonstration, we can use ICT tools. Drill and practice, we can use ICT. Interaction and then collaboration. For these 5 levels, we can go for ICTs. And then we can use various radio and TV broadcasting being used in education. Before this, we can look at this point. Radio and television have been used widely as educational tools since 1920s and 1950s respectively, because that's also initial ICT tools for communication. There are 3 general approaches to use radio and TV broadcasting: direct class teaching, school broadcasting, and then general educational programming. Even these days we got radio to receive national and then international news. You see, we have television to receive national and then international news. How is it possible? Because it's an ICT tools. The difference is it's not connected with the internet. Radio, we can able through the satellite we can able to receive the data. In olden days, radios and TVs are the important ICT tools used. Later on, the technology develops. We are going with the teleconferencing. What is the teleconferencing? Teleconferencing refers to interactive electronic communication among people located at 2 or more different locations. Audio conferencing. For example, I calling from here to the organization A.C.T Academy through phone. That is called audio conferencing. Only audio. What is audio graphic? I'm sending some messages to the A.C.T organizer. That is audio graphic conferencing. I'm making video call by using internet. You can look at this point. Video conferencing, I need internet. And then web-based learning, I need internet. So first 2, without internet also I can make a call. But second and third, I need the internet sources. That's what the technology grows. Even when we can talk about teleconferencing, audio level, audio and graphic level, video level, and then web-based learning. That's what the technology develops for communication. Teleconferencing, you can see audio conferencing means involving the live, real-time exchange of voice messages over the telephone network. For example, from Malaysia now, I'm calling to A.C.T Academy secretary. That is called audio conferencing. Involves the live exchange of voice messages over the telephone network. But in case of web-based conferencing, what we are doing now, what currently doing now is called web-based conferencing. As the name implies, involves transmission of text, graphic, audio, and visual media via internet. It requires the use of computer with a browser, and communication can be both synchronous as well as asynchronous. What we are doing is synchronous one. Now I can open my video, I can see everybody from that side. That is called web-based conferencing. That's what ICT tools used for teleconferencing. And then computers and the internet being used for teaching and learning in many aspects. Learning about computers. For the beginners, learning about computers and the internet, in which technological literacy is the end goal. Learning with computers. Be clear, learning about computers and the internet. So this is a fundamental. We can teach those in the he or she doesn't know about computer. Second one, learning with computers and the internet, in which technology facilitates learning across the curriculum. The last one, learning through the computers and then the internet. So these are the ways in which we are using ICTs for various purposes. What about to learn about computers? Fundamental basic terms, concept of operations, use of keyboard and mouse, use of productivity tools such as word processing, all are fundamentals about the computers. This is learning with the computers. Presentation, demonstration, and manipulation of data using productivity tools. That is also learn with computers and then internet. Mostly, we use all these tools in our curriculum. The last one, learning through the computers and the internet. You can use this one. Learning through the computers and the internet combines learning about them with the learning with them. You can see through the computers, I can learn many, like artificial intelligence, neural networks, Internet of Things. So learning through the computers, learn about themselves. That is called learning through the computers and then internet. Telecollaboration, what we are doing is called telecollaboration. The organized use of web resources and the collaboration tools for curriculum approximation purpose is called telecollaboration. Web-based collaboration tools such as emails, list servers, message boards, real-time chat, and web-based conferencing. Connected learners to other learners, teachers, educators, scholars, and researchers. You can see this particular point here. It says completely what the web-based collaboration. So, an education endeavor that involves people in different locations using internet tools, resources to work together. Because these days we know that people in India, they work for American companies. From America, they can working for US company or UK company. And that's what tele-collaboration. Education tools, we can go for blogs, podcasts, and applets. Before that, what exactly we need to know about education tools? Look at this point, all are important. Today, the teachers have to aware of services like search engines, email, chat, e-libraries, and digital libraries, e-journals, e-book, e-dictionaries, and digital dictionaries, e-forum, and email learning portal, maintaining social websites like Facebook, Twitter, blog, downloadable software, online storage. You can look at this point. When you can look at this particular paragraph, today the teachers have to aware of services like search engines. What is exactly meant by search engine? How to do the email? How to do the chat? What is e-libraries? What is digital libraries? What is e-journals? How to get the e-journal? How to get the e-book? Because there is no physical copy. These even Swinburne, we are using a lot of e-journals, e-books, and then e-dictionaries. No more hard copy of the textbook. So how to access those things? And then how to do the digital dictionaries, how to download it. That is also we need to create an awareness. How to do that? Learn with them computers. So if a teacher needs to evolve into the e-content developer, the teacher could make use of authoring tools, integrating tools, dissemination tools, and online storage and preservation tools to get all the data about the teaching and learning. How is it possible? By means of blogging, broadcast, and then applets. You can look at this point. Webinars happening, online education, online lessons, and then podcast. Other commonly used ICT tools, we can use generally Microsoft Teams, Kahoot, Dropbox, and then WeTransfer. Usually WeTransfer for transferring a lot of data, ideal for exchanging files without having to be registered to the account. You can send file up to 20 GB. Some of our staffs are used to use WeTransfer, Dropbox also available, Kahoot available. One example I can show you later on. This is a canvas just now we discussed. And then MS Teams on Zoom. Everybody knows that what is MS Teams, synchronous and then asynchronous. Kahoot, you can look at this. Kahoot you used to create. I have an account for the Kahoot. Some of my students, I can show Kahoot, I can create online blogs and then I can use some quizzes by using my own account. I have my account. Kahoot, I can create it. I can use it in my classroom teaching. So that after teaching, I can check students understand the concept or not. They use this Kahoot for the future. And then we got other tools. This is the features of Kahoot. Google Drive for sharing. Discussion tools also available. Other commonly used tools like Mido, Visual, Trello, PD, and then Clips. I can show one thing, Swinburne, so that will be good for you guys to understand. In Swinburne, we can show here. I can go here, this point. That's called SharePoint. You can Internet and Document Management System for Swinburne staff. You can just click here. You can get all the data. This is one of the ICT tools. So we don't need to worry about any data or any forms, nothing. Everything available in a shared location. So just go and download it. Go to My Swinburne. Here. If I want to know about human resource, I can go to human resource, HR. If I want to download particular form, for example, human resource forms, you can click here. If I want to talk about claim forms, for example, you can see these are claim form. If I want to download a traveling claim form, just download it. I can get what is the travel claim form. You can see now what I want to say here. This is one of the ICT tools, okay, embedded in the system. So by using internet, I can able to get things, not only human resource, whatever. If I want to go for faculty of engineering computer science, I can able to access all the documents. So this is the way ICT tools are used in various education aspects. And then now, what are the various challenges and issues of ICT? Lack of software problem. So this is a common one, lack of software problem. And then lack of sufficient training, especially for teachers, lack of sufficient training to implement ICT. And then teachers reluctant to new technology. Some students are comfortable with conventional teaching. Lack of learning equipment, tools, and resources. Only few universities and the colleges. Lack of skilled personnel, time limitation. Lack of confidence. For example, you can look at this point. One of the problems that prevent teachers from using ICT in their teaching is lack of confidence. They know various software. They know how to teach using Zoom, whatever, but lack of confidence. That is also one of the issues and challenge. Lack of knowledge, which is directly related to teacher confidence. Teachers' lack of knowledge in the integrating ICT in teaching and learning. That is also various challenges. For example, you can look at this point. Lack of software problem is a challenge these days. Some of the universities, not all, lack of software problem, lack of sufficient training. Teachers' reluctance to new technology, lack of learning equipment, tools, and resources. Lack of skilled personnel, time limitation, lack of confidence, and lack of knowledge. By conclusion, technology has an internal part of education. So digital education and infrastructure have become needs of the hour. ICT tools are becoming increasingly prevalent in day-to-day learning in classroom with the help of sensor smart board. These tools not only make learning enjoyable and immersive, but also helps teachers to make student-centered more interactive. These tools also help teachers incorporate 21st century skills such as critical thinking, collaboration, and then communication. With this, I can conclude that. Thank you very much. I'm ready to take some questions. Hello? I can take few questions. Hello?
Excuse me, sir.
Can you hear me?
Uh, yes, sir. So actually, I have a question.
Yes.
So to make quiz or especially the MCQs type questions in Google Form, is there any applications that we can use to make it easier?
Uh, Actually, there is no software. Maybe these days some of staffs are using AI to create that. You can ask ChatGPT. This is actually unethical, but some students and some staff they use this practice this method. You can get from ChatGPT and then you can able to get the questions. But from the question you have to go for the Google form. You have to do it yourself. There is no kind of linking
Yeah, I
these
mean,
two.
we have to copy that those questions and options.
If you, for example, you want to get
Because we have to copy those options and questions and again put it in the Google Form.
Google,
Then only.
exactly.
Searching for any app that you can directly make that quiz type questions from the AI responses. Is there any?
No, actually, there is no direct tool for that. You have to do it. You have to get prepared for the question and answer, and then you have to do it manually. Key in all this data in the Google form, or you can key in manually to the learning management system. Because currently we are using Canvas. In Canvas, we do manually. Once you've done, you can repeatedly you can for many years. But there is no direct link between Q and question and answer and then with LMS.
Thank you so much, sir.
Hello,
Yes,
am I audible?
yes,
Sir,
you
I
are
want to
audible.
ask that. Sir, I want to ask that. What if we want to make any animated video with the visual things, and what if we want to create any gaming? Is there any gaming platform through which we can use the gamification technique and create our own games?
Yes, there is a software called Hi-Fi. There is the H5. They say simply you can put H5. This software you can do that, or Adobe also useful. Most of the cases we use Adobe to create this type of animation, and then we can use the H5 also to create animation softwares. That is what you're asking, a simple animation to the students. Can H5.
And what about gaming? Means gamification. Can we create any game?
Game you can simple games you can use by using Kahoot. That is also platform. Or Miro, we can use Miro MI. RO Miro also is useful. You can use that also possible.
Can you please
MIRO.
repeat and
Miro,
MIRO?
MIRO. You can search MIRO Miro. You can do this type of more or less Miro and then Kahoot, and then we can do the gamification as well. It's more interactive to the students.
Yes,
MIRO.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir.
So could you please share the PPT or other related app details that we can use for teaching purposes?
Okay, maybe I can send documents to the organizer. Maybe we can collect from them. That is fine with you?
Yes, sir. If I'm getting through any means, it will be fine.
Or you can email to me, because my email ID I can put it in the chat box. So you can send an email so that I can provide you the link. That is easy for you. You can look at the chat. I can send my email ID. You can just email to me. I can personally send it to you. Yes.
Yes, sir. I hope there is no queries from participant side, sir. We shall move to the end of session.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Thank you to our esteemed resource person, Dr. Elammaran Jayamani, sir, for sharing your vast knowledge and expertise with us. Thank you so much, sir. We also extend our gratitude to all the participants for your active participation. Thank you so much. Let's meet on another good session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, the organizer, and then thanks all the participants. Thank you very much.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, sir.